Details about the Anchors Away update have been revealed. So in this video, sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms, we're going to go check it out. And there is something important in here, traveling for gems. So let's get a peek. The update goes live on the 18th of September, and the anniversary festival is on its way. You collect quills, write about your journey, and earn limited time rewards. There's sign-in spoils, a yearbook, the grand reunion. Bring back old friends to fight by your side. I mean, there's no way that this is like a referral event where maybe you can get people to come back to the game and you get prizes for that. Barbarian Incursions is something we've done before. Fisherman's Fortune, Tempest Class, Silk Road, Arms Training. Dude, this is like every event we've ever had in the game. Desert Tracks, Circus of Wonders. I'm not even kidding. This is like all the events. Zenith of Power and Gem Rush. The Light of Dawn illuminates the path forward. Make purchases to get gifts. Only available in the regions that have yet to enter Season 2. Wait, only available in regions that have yet to enter Season 2, where all kingdoms have existed for at least 21 days. Is this just new kingdoms, but not brand new kingdoms? Epic Glory. The Tale of Glory continues. Make purchases to get gifts. Only available in regions that have entered Season 2 or later. Ah, okay, yes. That is for older kingdoms. Wow. Dude. That is a lot of events. And Zenith of Power, the coolest city theme ever, honestly. 12% defense for all troop types is crazy, but also it looks like a pirate ship with a Pegasus on the front. So we haven't seen the exact details, but that should be coming very soon. Then the museum. Oh boy. I have strong thoughts about the museum. Increase the amount of relic coins you can earn from daily objectives and rewards. This is good. They reduced the amount you could get, and now they're adding it back in, which I think is good. And they're adding exhibit coins and relic coins to the reward list for Alliance Mobilization, Ready to Attack, Overwhelming Strength, and others. I think that is good. And the Echoes of History bundle has been removed, and the Ancient Legacy bundle has been added. I assume that Ancient Legacy will just be a better version of the Echoes of History bundle. And my big feeling about the museum is that the point of the museum is to make it so that an early game player can collect commanders, feel good about it, and use those commanders in the end game without getting absolutely raffle stomped. That's not how the museum works today. It's really more like a way to make commanders slightly better from the early game, but doesn't really bridge the gap in early game investments to late game viability. And the reason is that you don't have enough of this currency. So giving more of this currency is good, but you almost like from the very first day you enter the game, need to start accumulating this currency so that when you get to this point, boom, you have a lot of it, and you can actually bridge the gap between I invested in Frederick I and what's actually viable in the end game. Because, you know, how are new players supposed to know other than watching videos? Consider subscribing to the channel. Now, this one confuses me, not because I think it's bad or good per se. It confuses me because I thought they mentioned they were going to do this like over a year ago, and I started saving gems and it never happened, so I started spending gems. But they're adding the ability to travel using gems. Once you've traveled 20 times in a single day using action points, you can travel an additional 120 times using gems. Holy moly! Your daily Wheel of Fortune, okay, for spenders. You will now earn luck every time you travel. The higher your luck score, the higher your chance of encountering a windfall. Windfall, probably defined very loosely here to mean something that is not blue. I mean, like, often you can get a legendary and the stats are bad, or you get a legendary and it's got an inscription, but it's like a bad inscription and the stats are bad. Like, but a windfall is probably qualified as maybe a legendary with an inscription. But getting 120 times more travels per day is crazy. The question is, how many gems does it cost? That's really my big question. And I think that if you are a whale, this is unquestionably a must-do activity. Because I think we're entering the point where to be a rally lead or a garrison captain, you need to have nearly full legendary inscriptions if you want to have a meta rally or a meta garrison. And by the way, you may have worked on a formation, but new formations will overwrite older formations in terms of relevance, and you need that. So that's my suspicion, and this seems very, very important. How much the gem cost is, and if it scales up or if it's flat, There's a lot to be revealed, and I'll definitely talk about that more once it's here. And we'll do this a bunch of times, and I'll show you what I get and if it was worth it or not. I think that, as is the case with armaments most of the time, 99.9% of the time you get nothing, but the 0.1% of the time you get something really good, it is very account defining. And I think this is just a huge difference between the design of the armament system and the design of the equipment system. Where in the equipment system, yeah, I mean, one or two materials on any one day are completely irrelevant to you, but it is all progress over time, and you know that over time you get the materials to do an upgrade, and some of those upgrades are guaranteed, and some of them are not. That's refining. Whereas, like, you either hit or you miss with armaments, and like most of the time you miss, because when you hit, it's potentially massive. So the Ark of Osiris also gets optimized, updated the list of commanders and armaments you can use in your custom matches. That's fine. When spectating a match, the names of both teams will be shown. That's fine. Triarch Trouble, I enjoyed. This is the little game mode where you queue with friends, and it's sort of like a little battle arena. Shorten the duration of the battle. Increase the penalties for quitting, mid-battle, going AFK, etc. I think that's generally not a bad thing. I think it's generally good. Penalized governors will be temporarily banned from matchmaking. I will say this, like, I feel like sometimes you sit there for like minutes on end waiting for a match, and you look at other stuff because you've been sitting there for a long time, and then your queue pops, but you miss it somehow, and then you get penalized, which sucks. I could be wrong. Slightly adjusted the number of units gained when recruiting mercenaries and defeating enemy troops. All seems fine. I do enjoy that game mode. And they are changing a few things. Let's see, with the inscription system, change the effects of Enraged, Tremors, Calm, Devious, Brawler, Daring Artisan, and Furious inscriptions to make them more versatile. Oh, that seems kind of cool. Changed effects, though, like, I guess more versatile could be good as long as it's not worse for the use case you already invested in this for. To avoid ambiguity with combo attack damage, the combo inscription has been renamed to Furious. Yeah, we can pull that up. I can show it to you. Fix display issues with commander skills in the expedition mode. So that seems fine. If we make our way over to armaments here, I guess we can go to the codex. And combo, I believe, is available on the scroll. At least that's what I thought it was. But now, oh, there it is. Combo. Whenever the wheel of troop uses an active skill, it gains 8% boost to all types of skill damage dealt for 3 seconds. There you go. Big picture, I think it's more important than ever to make sure that your 3 chosen formations in the state forum are super relevant and are the things you really want to be getting. I should consider doing something other than this hollow square, but I already have actually a really good armament from there that maybe with enough investment, I could do something cool, maybe with hollow square. I don't know, man. It all depends on what they do with shielding, right? But I do have a legendary inscription. There it is. And I can even convert this to a different legendary inscription. So I guess we'll see. To be determined what I do with this, man. Ay, ay, ay. But, you know, if you don't have a weird formation that you're working on for niche reasons, I think most people ought to, in this area here, be going for arch for your infantry, wedge for almost everything else, and if you're future-proofing, you could look at circle formation, because we know we have new archers coming in that are going to be doing healing synergy, and I think eventually that's going to really matter. I don't know that in the short term it will, but if you're investing in the future and you want to just slow accumulate for like a year, I think circle would be fine, and I think delta would also be fine. I think that generally, tragically, testudo formation, I don't know that we have a huge use for it yet. Maybe we'll have more of a use for that with the new healing archers, but I would say that hollow square has like very, very minimal use. I would say echelon has very, very, very minimal use. Maybe those will change, but I don't think that that is the case. And because it takes like 1 to 3 years to actually get to a meta set of armaments, depending on how much you're, investing into the game, it is important to pick the sort of right stuff here. I think for most people, arch and wedge are just like very, very, very safe for now. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I am Definitely looking forward to this update. And if you want to see my video where I covered the reveal of the new commander skills for the open field, I'll have a card right over here. She looks crazy good, man. I think we are in store for a healing meta, but maybe in the short term, still it's skill damage. We'll see. Card over here. Watch the vid.